So, I'm Debbie here, offering a general reading and a little bit of a discussion. Do have the book, Be Glad You're Neurotic, and I wanted to share a paragraph with you. Having a little bit of trouble talking and reading today, so hopefully it doesn't sound too awful for you. Neurotic, well, I feel like now people call it extra. And how many times is neurotic behavior or being a little extra chastised when those gifts actually provide something on the planet? Yeah, there's extremes to everything, and there's the spectrum of healthy to unhealthy, but can we look beyond the polarities of good and bad to see the possibility that you are bringing something to the table, or that what is considered extra neurotic actually has a positive effect on this planet in some cases, when the intention is genuine and it just happens to be the way someone processes out their experience. And when we talk about empaths, when we talk about, I don't know why narcissist comes to mind, when we talk about empaths and we talk about light workers, healers, and feeling things, it moves through us. The emotional current moves through us. And we could talk about like mirror neurons, right? Someone smiles, you smile, you feel that, you feel better. We know on a scientific level that chemical exchange occurs and that there is something to it. What I appreciate about this particular chapter, and this is a little bit older book. I'm a book nerd. So, yeah. All right. Let's hope I can read this okay. But the idea that there's electricity behind emotion and thought, and where is it coming from? How is it moving through? And how are you processing your experience? What is more, it has definitely been proven that nerve energy is a variety of electric current. Such mind currents have been drawn from the brain and recorded. The greater the amount of thinking there is, the greater the degree of emotion. The greater also is the amount of electricity used. What actually makes thought or emotion? What the exact nature of electrochemical processes involved still remains a mystery. And also, okay, let me continue. In addition to the enormous amount of brain cells, it must be remembered that the brain has another essential function besides that of giving rise to thinking and feeling. Every tiny piece of tissue situated anywhere in the body is connected via special nerves and in an indirect manner with the brain proper. So what else is transpiring beyond our conscious awareness? And I've seen this too with especially with black sheep family toxic cycles, that and this is part of that flipping, so I'm going to kind of go back and forth here, that when someone has an emotional upset, this stir, this rise, the focus is on the reaction, not the behavior that actually stirred it, because that's what's convenient, right? Where am I going with this? So perhaps we could dial this back to say that some of the internal explosion is an expression from those around you as well as yourself. And so it requires, just like the brain is processing things like our breath, our heartbeat, our immune system, that your emotions, your thinking is also processing through the collective, perhaps, those in your family, your toxic cycles with the generational curses in the space that you're in and the people you're around. So much in the environment that you're kind of pulling in and moving through, and it's all like this electric current. Something to think about. Got a couple of decks out, so we'll take a look. This deck was calling out last night, and I didn't use it earlier for that reading. What's a light worker to you? What's a shaman to you? What's a starseed to you? What is? And they've done studies to show that there is actually gold in the brain, and they can dial that back to two stars colliding, creating these particles that then all get absorbed in our brain. And it's like, it's not a theory, it's actually been proven. Check that. Check me on that to make sure I've explained that appropriately. The wiring within you is different than the average human being because you're brought here to do other things. And yet, you still fall trapped to the pleasures of being human. And the emotional stir that you feel in the midst of another human being, or with the same toxic cycles that other human beings have, you still have to work with that energy and integrate being human on the planet while still working with this divine knowledge that you have. Most of it feels like it's like a remembering of it is part of the process. Letting go of the oppression and perhaps allowing pleasure in the process of being here on this planet, putting an end to the shame cycle of being you as you are on this planet, as you are destined to be. The 6 is about the words aren't coming to me right now. Dial into a new frequency to both do the work, break free of oppression and the certitudes of society, and doing it in a playful, loving way, perhaps. Let the lesson be delicious, perhaps. How often are you chastising yourself? Doing so based on what's around you rather than what's within you. What makes your heart sing and your heart beat? I just think the heart's so beautiful because, those cells are different than any other cells in the body because they have these intercalated discs so that they can absorb the electrical impulse that generates the heartbeat. It begins at the SA node, right? And again, fact check me on that. So you, as part of this planet, one of the humans, there's something different in your wiring that allows you to help others break free and put an end to their cycle and help them heal. And all the while, you're still subject to the pleasures of being human. Oh, that did something funny. I didn't even see what that card was. And the word integrating is coming to mind, integrating lessons, but it happens through you. So it's not like you're standing on this podium. Life was worth celebrating. I have the song Marianne Birthday is coming to mind. Celebrate you and what it means to be alive, to be human, earth angel, starseed, light worker, healer, shaman, alien, whatever it is for you. Let's get one more card. The next bottom deck is, and some cards did fall on the floor, so that's interesting. What are you feeling? What are you feeding yourself? What are you allowing others to feed to you? Let me just show you these. A knighted disc. This is still in the learning process. So what both of these cards tell me. And nurturing yourself while allowing life to be a delight as well. new moons calling out. Oh wow, can't make that up. In one of the recent readings, this image was coming to mind, so I pulled the card to take a picture of it for the end of the reading. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect in the world. Peace. So, angels can't intervene. There's free will. They can't intervene without your permission. So from what you learn and what you see, you're able to call in the masters, the archangels, to work with your spirit team to direct change on multiple layers and allow others to break free, and you doing so with heart, pure intention. Do hope this served well. Sending lots of love your way.